What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 2 Expert. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode we were talking about how I wanted to put glass into these little sections here. Well, I did it. Yep, we got glass there. You can't really tell. I mean, I guess you kind of can if you look at the wall over here, the difference in color. Yeah, I wanted to use something that was like a light blue color, so I went with Botania Mana Glass. Well, I did it in this one little section to see what it looked like. And honestly, you can tell that there's blocks here, but it doesn't really look like there's anything separating, right? So that's, not really liking it. We might as well not even have any windows there, right? Now, one thing that is good about the Botania Mana Glass, though, is that it provides light. Like if we press F3 and we look at the light right here, you can see it says light level 13. As I walk across this whole area here, it still says light level 13, right? Until I get in front of this. Yeah. That's not the torch that's doing it, because the torch would be like, okay, you're at 13, 12, 11, right? So it is the glass that is providing this different light level, which is kind of cool. So it's kind of like hidden lighting, but again, it's very hard to see the glass. So yeah, I just don't think we're going to go with it. So another option is light blue glass. So over here, I have some light blue glass and I have chiseled it. It's a streaked version. It has a connected texture. There is no border around it. Definitely you can tell that there is something there preventing you from just flying through there, and the door is the obvious choice to do. So I feel like that's probably gonna be the better option here. Yeah, we'll have to just kind of look at that for a little bit before I go and fill in everything. But if we do that, that's probably going to fill in all of our different open areas, all of this stuff around the base, the little sections between. And then as far as the ceiling over here, I'm still not sure what we're going to do with this. I don't know if like Astral Sorcery works with a glass ceiling. I think that we still have to figure out where we're going to put our Blood Magic Altar, because I'm pretty sure we need like a tier 5 in this pack. So yeah, there's a few things that we're going to have to figure out here. But yeah, anyway, just kind of continuing on with the process of improving the base a little bit at a time. So last episode, we ended up making ourselves the induction smelter. We unlocked thermal expansion, and now it's time to put that to some use. So what we need to do is to make this basic crafting table. We're trying to get to the reactor controller, but we need this basic crafting table. In order to do that, we have to make this black iron ingot. I think I counted that we needed 19 of these. So those are crafted in the induction smelter. You need blocks of Invar plus some other material, and depending on the material, you get different amounts of the black iron ingots, all the way down to 2 if you use black quartz. I think what we're going to end up using here is graphite blocks, because that's really easy to do. That's just coal smelted. So it's essentially 9 coal equals 3, well, 9 coal and a block of Invar equals 3 of these things. So that's what I want to do. So if we look at coal, we got plenty of coal. We can just do a couple stacks, doesn't really matter. Just throw those into the furnace as soon as this stops lagging. And we have graphite ingots. Very, very simple. Okay, so graphite is not an issue. We have plenty of that. We can make all the graphite blocks we need. In fact, I think we only needed to do this recipe 7 times for the bare minimum. So let's grab that, and then we need Invar, which we don't really have a lot of. So let's take a look at that. Invar is made. Block of Invar. Can we craft that? Yeah, alloy furnace. Okay, so 2 blocks of iron plus a block of nickel equals 3 blocks of Invar. How are we doing on the iron supply? We're not doing really great. That's probably enough. And then nickel. Need a little bit more of that. Okay. So we come over to our alloy furnace and we drop those guys in there, and we're just going to have to wait for that to process. But that should give us 3 blocks for every one of these recipes. And I think that's going to get us to where we need to be. All right, now we have our graphite blocks and we have our Invar blocks. We have a couple extra, but that's not a big deal. put the block of Invar in here, and the graphite block, we have to unlock that slot. And that processes fairly decently with the basic induction smelter. Wait a second. Oh, is it putting over here? Okay, I was like, where is that item going? Yeah, all right, so we are getting that stuff over there. We should probably set this thing to not eject the items. Yeah, because that'll get confusing later on. So we needed 19 of these. We're at the 12. We're doing pretty good. Just gotta wait for this to finish processing. And then the rest of the stuff that we have to do, we have to make this luminescence. That's really not a big deal. Let's go craft some of that real quick. So luminescence. How about that many? Okay. What did we run out of? Was that redstone that was in there? I wasn't even paying attention what that recipe was. Yeah, redstone. Okay. Well, if we need to make more of it, it's just gunpowder redstone. We got plenty of glowstone. We can always go to the nether and get a whole lot more of that too. Okay, so there's 21 of those. All right, so we need a total of 8 of these basic components. So we need 8 of these. So let's just count those up. We're not going to shift click it because we need a specific amount. All right, so there's 8 of those guys, and then we can craft this one right here, the basic catalyst. Okay. We need 1 more black iron slate. I think we should have everything. Well, 1 iron block, obviously, and then 2 crafting tables. We can do that real fast. Okay, so now we should have everything. There's a basic crafting table. Awesome. So we did a thing here. Where we're gonna put this, I don't know, and I don't think you can automate this at all with like applied energistics or whatever. Maybe we'll just throw it down here in the ground. We got some other crafting stuff over here. It kind of makes sense. All right, so we have the basic crafting table. So now we can get rid of that. So now we can look at making ourselves this reactor controller. So we needed our fission reactors, our nuclear reactor, reactor chamber, nuclear. No, that was an extra one that we crafted. So those guys, what else do we need? A uranium plate. Lead plate, and I think that's it. I guess we need the fission controller too. Lead plate. Whoa, large lead plate. Okay, so is that everything? Can we do this now? It looks like we can. There it is. Reactor controller legacy. Quest complete. Gate extreme reactors. That's awesome. Okay, so now that we have this completed, that is going to give us 4 blocks of uranium. Uranium is a fuel. I was looking, I think when I was recording last episode, you can use the uranium the same as you would like yellorium for the reactor controller. So that's cool. They're giving us fuel. We're getting 16 reactor casings and then 16 reactor glass. Okay. It says there is no extreme reactors chapter, but nuclear craft and industrial craft grant access to the mod. Cyanide, plutonium, ludicrite, angelcite, and benotite will all be needed for the end game. Okay. Well, let's claim it. So there is no chapter for this. Let's see. Let's go back in here. Reactor. So we have 24 reactor casing. We must have gotten that from rewards earlier on. And we have graphite blocks. We can also use that for, what do you call it? The stuff that goes inside the reactor, the coolant stuff. We can use graphite for that if we wanted to. Let's see. I think we should be able to put together a decent reactor with just this stuff. We do need a way to put fuel in the reactor, and then we need a way to get the power out. So there is a couple more parts that we need here. So if we go to extreme, is it not called extreme? I'm spelling extreme incorrectly. Wow, good job. Okay, so extreme, spelled correctly this time. Access port. So we need 2 of these. Let's put these guys right here. Okay, so we have one for fuel in, and then we have one for the waste product out. We are going to need the power tap. It's somewhere in here. Let's see, one of these. Redstone port. That's the turbine. This one. Okay, so we need redstone. Go ahead and take a bunch of that apart so we have that for later. Okay, so there is our reactor redstone flux power tap. Awesome. We also need the fuel rods. I think we're probably gonna just do a 3 tall one. And you know, we have this hardened glass already, but we are missing some graphite. Okay, that's easy enough. We have some of these. Let's take those all apart. All right, let's just make 3 of these for now. We're not gonna go too crazy. And then we also need, on top of that, the control rod. All right. So this is a little bit more expensive. How much of that do we have? Okay. So yeah, we need at least one of these for every single fuel rod. So a CPU core looks scary, but that's really not that bad. Let's get back in here. That CPU core, that is green dye. So we have some cactus in here. We can take that, smelt it, and we should be good to go for the green dye portion of that. Awesome. Card base. And then we need this, which we are missing. Is it a gold nugget? Okay, that's easy enough. Just make a few gold nuggets here. Okay, so there's our CPU core. All right, so the only thing we're missing here is the ultimate control circuit. Oh. Okay, looks like we can do it on the Empowerer, actually. So we have to get into actually additions. We are going to need 4 atomic alloys, which I'm not sure we've actually made just yet. We do need to make refined obsidian, or this compressed obsidian stuff, and that is made with refined obsidian dust in the enrichment chamber, which is made with obsidian infused with diamond. Okay, so we have the metallurgic infusers. We can do all this stuff. I just don't think we've done any of that yet. Yeah, we have 1 pulverized obsidian. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. I'm going to try and get some of these mechanism things going over here, make the different materials that we need. Let me get to that, and then we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so I was just about ready to start getting into all this mechanism stuff, and then I realized after searching for alloy, we already have some atomic alloys. Okay, so we don't have to do a whole lot of stuff here. Let's get back into this then. The ultimate control circuit does require the elite control circuit in both these recipes. And the information here says that it does require 2 million RF to make. So I was kind of trying to figure out why you'd want to do this one over this one over this one. They're all the same recipe. I can only imagine that maybe this one or this one is faster and that the Empowerer one is going to be kind of slow. That's my only thought on that. I don't know. And I still think we have to make the Empowerer regardless, but we need to make the elite control circuit, which is made with some reinforced alloys in the advanced control circuit. We only have up to the basic circuit here, so we have to do a little bit of stuff. No, I don't want to do the IC2 one. Okay, let's do that. We'll do that. Okay, so we do need some enriched alloys here. So iron. Let's grab 8 iron plus a redstone. Compressed redstone. Do we not have a compressed redstone anymore? I remember we did some stuff over here before. Okay, we're making these redstone reception coils. So I guess we will put a redstone in the enrichment chamber. Then we can take that and put it over here and do this stuff. We only need, I think, 3 of these in order to proceed. All right, so 2 and 3. Awesome. So let's see what we can do here now. So we take these guys and do that. There's our advanced control circuit. And we can make our elite control circuit. Okay, I think that's everything we need. So the elite control circuit for the atomic alloys. Now we just need the Empowerer in order to progress here. So if we go to the actually addition section, we can see that the Empowerer is in fact unlocked at this point. So the Empowerer says it is a crafting mechanic. You'll need to place the display stands with 2 blocks between them and the Empowerer in all 4 cardinal directions. The display stands require power for the empower to function. Each display stand needs an ingredient, and the empower takes one as well. The crafting process automatically begins if all 4 correct ingredients and the corresponding empower item is supplied. Okay, so it wants us to make 4 display stands, which we need in order for this thing to work, plus the empower, which actually does require a display stand in the recipe. So we need to make 5 display stands in total. So let's take a look at that real quick. Display stand. And we'll take a look at the uses for that. Yeah, that is used in the recipe for making the empower, just making sure that was not changed. Okay, so the display stand itself requires the aesthetic quartz and the green block, which I think we made a whole bunch of this before. Yeah, we have like 30 of these things. We have more than enough for this process. There's 5 of those. And then we need the green, which is chiseled quartz block, put in front of the atomic reconstructor. Okay, so chiseled quartz block. And we are going to need 15 of those. All right, and then we need our chisel. Or we could just craft it the vanilla method. I feel like this is better, though. It's faster, easier. All right, so if I remember right, yeah, these are all chisel and bits. We had the problem when we originally placed down our atomic reconstructor because it decided to change all these blocks in front of it to the other ones. Was it these aesthetic quartz? Anyway, let's place those down, press the button, and there's the green blocks that we needed, 15 of those. Okay, so we should have everything in order to make these display stands now. Well, I guess we do have to do these advanced coils, which is going to be a lot of fun to do. So impregnated sticks, we've seen this before. We need seed oil plus logs in the carpenter. Yep. Okay, well, that's going to take a minute. Then we also need the gold cables, which we can get through the metal former. It looks like 4 of those from a gold plate or 4 of those from a gold ingot, either way. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of that crafting done for these advanced coils. Oh, yeah, and then the basic coil, too. Looks like more impregnated stick, aluminum wire, and then Anori crystals, which is just iron in front of the atomic reconstructor. Okay, well, yep, let me get to the rest of this crafting. How many of those is that? We just need 5 of those? Okay, yep, let me do that. We'll be right back, guys. So for all those impregnated sticks, I just set up a simple little thing here. We just have the squeezer, which is squeezing chestnuts. We have chestnut trees around. We can just bone meal for more of those. And those make a decent amount of the seed oil. We've seen this before earlier on, 150 millibuckets per chestnut. Just using a transfer node from extra utilities to transfer it over into the carpenter over here. And I think it said that we needed 50 of these. So I put 50 logs in here. You get 2 per craft. So essentially 1 log equals 1 of these impregnated sticks. And it looks like we are just about done. There's still some more of this process that I need to do. I got to make all these gold cables and stuff, and I'll go ahead and do that. But just wanted to show you guys where we're at on this right now. Okay, guys, so we have our 4 display stands. Well, we have our 5th one here, and then here's our empowerer. So that should complete our quest, and yes, it does. I'm thinking we're going to stick this thing over here. Let's start setting this thing up. So I'll place 1 there. Our empowerer will go right here. Oh, we're unlocking all sorts of things. Why did we get greenhouse glass? Did we get that as a reward? We might have gotten that as a reward. Okay, so there is the empowerer setup. So we can start putting some of these things on here. Man, we are getting all of the quest completes now. And then that guy goes there. So it shows that stuff's happening, but nothing's happening because these don't have power, right? So I guess we can remove 1 of those for now. Okay, how many of these quests did we just unlock? Goodness. Looks like everything. That's kind of cool, though. So yeah, we need to give these things power. So we need to dig under here, run some power cabling. The way I like doing it for this is just kind of doing a plus pattern underneath these. And then go down 2 blocks so you don't see them. You can place blocks above them. Or above the power cables. And you don't see those at all. Get rid of these blocks here. Okay, like so. And then this one as well. Cool. So the only thing else we need to do is just kind of run a power cable all the way over here and connect it to our main system. Let's do it like that. That should be fine. All right, so now all of these are getting power. Awesome. Well, let's just go ahead and throw this in here. This is probably going to take a little bit of time to complete. And while that's going, we can clean this all up and make this all look nice. Guess we're going to place a block underneath the empower for now. I don't know if we're going to need to automate this thing or if we're just going to switch over to like the Draconic Evolution one. Because it looks like that is a thing that we can do. Seems like all these recipes kind of work together. All right, well, there it is. There's our ultimate control circuit. Now, was there quests for this before we use this item? Let's go to mechanism. Yeah, it shows here. It wants us to make the advanced control circuit and then the elite. I don't think we've ever had those in our inventory. So maybe we should do that and make sure we get the quest complete for that. Control circuit. So the advanced one, I think we need more of the redstone things, which we have to pull from over here. Let's do this. All right, so this guy, put that in our inventory, and then we should get a quest complete for that. Yeah, actually, I should probably look at the quest. Yeah, so we only needed one of those. And then the atomic alloy, that requires atomic alloy. Oh, we need compressed obsidian before we can unlock that. Okay, well, we tried. Let's claim all of these different loot chests. I don't know if I'm going to have inventory space for everything, especially with all the actually additions ones that we just completed here. My goodness, there is so many of these. All right, guys, so I got most of them claimed. Let's go ahead and start opening up some of these. So we get Nutella. All right, well, that's a food item. Surprise, surprise, food items. Mana dust. That is rare from Thermal Foundation. Okay. I'm not sure. Actually, what's the uses on this? Oh, you can use that to make Gaia, or I guess we are going to need to use it to make Gaia Spirit Ingots. Interesting. Okay. We need it for the Gaia Pylon. It's used in advanced crafting for the elite crafting table. Resonance cell frame. So that is quite useful. Okay. Let's move on. We get ourselves another infusion crystal, or is that, did they just give us two of them? Maybe they gave us two of them. Auto heavy sieve. All right. Not sure if we're going to be using Ex Nihilo too much. A builder from RF Tools. That's actually pretty nice. Okay. Range collector. That's also kind of nice. That completes a quest for us as well. Lava stone. Just a decoration block. Black concrete, more decoration blocks. We get another range collector. And finally, a status upgrade 2 shows fill level. Okay, well, we got lots of stuff. Some of that stuff's pretty cool. Some of it's all right. I'm sure the range collector and the builder will get some use out of eventually. And then that Nutella, of course, we will put it into our fridge down here with the rest of our food items. All right, so we now have this ultimate control circuit. That was for, I was like, what do we need that for? That was for making ourselves the control rod, right? Yeah, this guy. Okay, so let's go ahead and make ourselves a control rod. Awesome. So that is pretty much everything we need to make an extreme reactor. Now, I'm not sure how much power these things produce. I really don't know. I don't know where we're going to put it either. We don't need to make an extremely large one. We're probably just going to make like a 5x5x5, I think. Anyway, I'm going to start finding a spot for this thing, digging it out, putting this thing together. We'll try and hook it up and see how much power we can get out of it. All right, guys, so we have the basics for the reactor setup now. It's just a 5x5x5. We are down into the ground 1 block there. Gonna set that back here. You can see inside the reactor, I have dirt. The dirt is so we can place some kind of a liquid on top. It'll spread out, then we can remove the dirt and it'll flow down, and that should provide us with the cooling. I was kind of looking at what different coolants we can do, and in this mod pack, you can do something like if you search for destabilized redstone, and you look for the uses of it. Reactor interior. So it'll show you that that can be used in there. If you click here, show all recipes, I'll show you everything that can be used inside the reactor interior. But it does not say which one is better. Okay, so that's the stipulation here. So you can see there's a lot of different things that we can use, but the easiest one for us to use is water. And it's not the best one, I know it's not, but we don't really have a lot of options right now, not until we start getting into thermal expansion and we can start melting down different materials and things like that. For right now, we're just gonna go with water. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just come up here and place a source block of water, and then we are going to ruin all of our torches. That's probably what's gonna happen here. Let me do this. So I'm gonna place a source block back here and then try and fill this in quickly. Okay, I almost wasn't quick enough. So you can see the water has spread around all the way in there. Now we should be able to just vein mine this away, and that should flow straight down. Okay, so now the entirety of the reactor is filled with water. We place that there, now everything is a multi-block. Okay, so that is one part of this done. We do need one of these access ports for fuel going in and one for fuel coming out. So you can just click one for outlet mode. It changes it to blue. So that's where a cyanite comes out at. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see. So we need to give this thing fuel in order for it to do anything. We were given these blocks of uranium. I'll split them up into ingots here. And then we can just place one ingot into here. You can see it fills up the core to 8.3. I guess we can probably put all those in there. And now we're up to 75%. So one block of that gets us to 75. We put in all of these. All right. So now we are 100% full on the fuel. Now, if you don't know about these extreme reactors, if you don't fill the fuel all the way up, you just put it down here because you only want to use one ingot, it makes a lot less power. Like, it has to be 100% full to make the maximum amount of power, whatever it's going to make. This design, I really don't feel like we're going to make a lot of power here, but I'm just kind of curious to see what it will be. Let's also go and grab ourselves some of our flux ducts so we can hook this up into the main system here. 21 should be enough. I really don't expect this thing to make more than like a couple thousand RF per tick, if that. But I don't know. They might have changed the recipes in this, so it might make a whole lot more power than what I expect. Is that okay? I think that's where we need to be right there. Yes. Okay, so I have dug that out and then I didn't fill that back in. Okay, so that's connected. Then we'll do something like that. Okay, so now the power tap is connected to our main system here. Then we can just fill this all back in, make it nice. Like so. Very good. Okay. So the moment of truth, we click this thing on, activate reactor. We are making 2,000 RF per tick. It's still going up. 2.3 thousand RF per tick. It is not fantastic, is it? Wow, that is depleting the fuel super fast too. Okay. Yeah, we don't have a lot of fuel reactivity. How heavily irradiated the core is, higher levels of radiation reduce fuel burnup. So in order to increase fuel reactivity, you need more fuel rods in there next to each other. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that there was like particles and stuff going on like that. Huh. Anyway, so yeah, as it burns that fuel, we should be getting cyanide over here. And then, yeah, as this is burning up, we're making less power per tick. This holds 10 million RF, so, I mean, we're not wasting it because it's going into this buffer, and then it'll start using this power because it's connected to our main system as we need it. Yeah, this really isn't that great right now. We can make it better later on. I'm sure this will probably be our main power system at some point in the future. But, yep, that's where we're at right now. That's an extreme reactor. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Enigmatica 2 Expert. Yep, we got ourselves a brand new power supply. We have unlocked some new parts in the quest book. We actually went into additions a little bit, and we are now able to do stuff with the Empowerer, which is pretty cool. So that will allow us to make, I think we were waiting on that to make an item repairer, which will help us out, I'm pretty sure, in the future. But anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you. That is so weird. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.